In the complex dance of human relationships, there exists a deep-seated desire, an aspiration woven through the fabric of existence. The desire for genuine connection, the need for understanding, and the innate longing for partnership. At its core, this desire manifests in the concept of marriage, a bond that transcends mere societal obligation. In contemporary society, it seems increasingly elusive, particularly for men who, in certain circumstances, might find themselves seeking out a commitment so profound, so enriching, that it compels them to beg for it. There is a fundamental difference between the pursuit of connection in casual relationships and the commitment entailed in a serious, lifelong partnership. Many men, often caught in the momentum of the modern world, fail to grasp this difference, blinded by the pull of fleeting satisfactions and momentary distractions. They misunderstand the inherent value that lies in a deep, abiding connection, one that goes beyond the superficial and the temporary. It is not until they encounter a woman who embodies both emotional depth and intellectual clarity that they begin to recognize the profound responsibility, strength, and necessity of such a commitment. It is at this juncture that the dynamics of attraction and relationship shift, and it is in this space that men may find themselves ultimately willing to beg for the privilege of marriage. What then is it that sets certain women apart in the eyes of men, compelling them to desire such a commitment? It is not merely physical beauty, or the allure of youthful energy. Those traits are transient, fleeting in their appeal. Beauty, after all, fades, and youth inevitably succumbs to the passage of time. Rather, the true force lies in something far more profound, far more substantial. The woman who understands herself deeply, the woman who has confronted her own chaos, tamed it, and emerged not unscathed, but stronger for the experience. She is the woman who brings with her an air of calm amidst the storm, a woman who has faced adversity and learned how to master it. In her presence there is no pretension, no insecurity, only a grounded confidence that emanates naturally. This confidence is not boastful. It is quiet, knowing, and draws people toward her. This is a woman who is not defined by the fleeting opinions of others, nor does she derive her sense of worth from external validation. Her value lies in her intrinsic understanding of who she is. She is a woman who has come to terms with her own strengths and flaws, and as a result, she does not shy away from vulnerability. Men, who themselves often struggle with a sense of inner conflict, find this vulnerability deeply compelling. It is a challenge to their preconceived notions of what strength should look like. In her openness, she allows them to explore their own vulnerabilities, to confront their own inner turmoil. In essence, she becomes a mirror to their own potential for growth, offering not just the promise of a partner, but the chance to become a better version of themselves. Moreover, such a woman brings to the table an intellectual force. She is not merely passive or content to observe the world around her. She actively engages with it. She challenges ideas, questions assumptions, and inspires a kind of dialogue that forces others to think more deeply, more critically. Men who often seek validation through their intellectual prowess find themselves in awe of her ability to stimulate thought and broaden perspectives. In her presence, they are forced to confront their own intellectual limitations. They can no longer afford to be complacent. They must rise to the occasion, not just to impress her, but to engage with her on a deeper, more meaningful level. This dynamic is critical in the development of a serious partnership. It is not enough for a man to simply be attracted to a woman, to be drawn to her physicality or her superficial traits. There must be something more, a deeper understanding, a mutual respect, and a shared recognition of the profound responsibilities that come with a lifelong commitment. In this relationship, both partners must be able to stand as equals, each bringing their own strengths and weaknesses to the table. The man must be willing to see the woman as his equal, not someone to be admired from afar or placed on a pedestal. This dynamic requires maturity, not only on the woman's part, but on the man's as well. It demands that he confront his own fears, insecurities, and limitations, and recognize that his sense of self-worth cannot be defined by dominance or power alone. In the modern era, it is not uncommon for men to be caught in the throes of insecurity, particularly as they are confronted with the shifting landscape of gender roles. Traditional notions of masculinity have been disrupted, and in their wake, men often find themselves uncertain of their place in relationships. They might feel threatened by women who assert their own independence, their own strength, and their own agency. In this environment, a man's role can appear nebulous, difficult to define. Yet it is precisely through these challenges that growth occurs. Men who embrace this new paradigm, who learn to value the strength of their female partners rather than seeing it as a threat, are the ones who ultimately find themselves in fulfilling relationships. They are the ones who, when confronted with the prospect of marriage, realize that it is not about domination or control, but about mutual support, respect, and partnership. This shift in understanding is central to the evolving nature of modern relationships. Men who have been raised in traditional households may have been taught to view relationships in terms of dominance and submission. Yet, the truth is that modern relationships thrive on collaboration, not competition. It is not about who holds the power or who yields to whom. It is about both individuals working together to build something greater than the sum of its parts. This realization can be unsettling for men, especially those who have spent much of their lives navigating relationships from a position of insecurity or confusion. But it is also incredibly liberating. It allows them to see women not as objects to be possessed, but as partners to be cherished and respected. And yet, the deeper truth is that it is not just the woman's strength or independence that men find so compelling. It is her ability to challenge them in ways that push them to grow. The man who is confronted with the strength and intelligence of such a woman cannot help but question his own limitations. He is forced to ask himself, am I truly the person I aspire to be? Am I living up to my full potential? The woman who embodies these qualities becomes a mirror, reflecting back to him both his shortcomings and his possibilities. It is this confrontation with his own potential that inspires him to rise above the ordinary, to reach for something higher. It is this dynamic that leads him to value the relationship not out of a sense of obligation or convention, but out of a genuine desire to be a better man, a more complete person. Thus, the man who is drawn to such a woman is not simply looking for a partner. He is looking for a challenge, a way to test his own limits, to confront his own weaknesses, and evolve. He understands on some level that the woman he is with has the power to push him toward his own greatness. This dynamic is critical in creating a relationship that lasts, one that is built on mutual respect and admiration rather than dependency or control. The strength of such a woman does not threaten him. Rather, it calls him to rise, to meet her on equal footing, to offer her the best of what he has to give. But it is not just the woman's strength that creates the desire for a lifelong commitment. It is also the deeper sense of meaning and purpose that she provides. A relationship built on mutual respect and growth carries with it a sense of purpose that cannot be found in the casual flings or transient connections of modern life. Men, in particular, find themselves seeking meaning in their relationships, not just fleeting enjoyment. This search for meaning is inextricably linked to the desire for legacy, for creating something lasting, something that transcends the individual. Marriage, in this sense, becomes more than just a personal choice. It becomes a profound commitment to a shared vision, a shared future. The woman who embodies this sense of purpose, who understands the deeper significance of building something meaningful together, becomes not just a partner but a guide. She leads the way, not through dominance or control, but through her own unwavering commitment to the relationship and to the shared goals that both partners hold. In this sense, the relationship becomes a journey, a path that both partners walk together, each contributing their unique strengths to the collective vision. This journey is not always easy, and it is often fraught with challenges. But it is precisely these challenges that create the depth and meaning that are so often missing in less serious relationships. Men who come to understand this find themselves not just willing but eager to embark on such a journey. They begin to see marriage not as a mere societal expectation, but as a sacred bond that has the potential to shape their lives in profound ways. In the end, men will beg to marry the woman who challenges them, who pushes them to be better, who inspires them to live a life of meaning and purpose. It is not a desire born of desperation, but one rooted in deep admiration and respect. It is a desire for something more, a commitment to building a life together, one that is rich in depth, in meaning, and in shared experience. And it is through this understanding, this mutual recognition of the profound responsibility that marriage entails, that men will find themselves willing to make that ultimate commitment. The most powerful relationships are built on mutual respect, intellectual stimulation, and the shared desire to grow. Men who recognize a woman's strength, vulnerability, and wisdom find themselves not only attracted to her, but motivated to become better versions of themselves. In such relationships, the man is not seeking to dominate but to evolve alongside his partner, creating a deep, transformative connection that ultimately leads to the desire for a lifelong commitment. Men are often drawn to relationships that offer deeper meaning, purpose, and the potential for legacy. A woman who embodies clarity of vision, emotional maturity, and strength challenges men to rise to their highest potential. This dynamic creates a foundation for a lasting partnership, where both individuals work toward a shared future, building something meaningful together. The commitment to marriage, in this context, is not just an obligation, it's a shared journey toward a richer, more purposeful life. Mutual growth and respect form the backbone of any meaningful relationship, particularly in the context of modern partnerships. In an age where transient attractions and superficial connections often dominate the landscape of dating, it is crucial to understand that the foundation of a successful relationship rests not in fleeting chemistry, but in the deep and abiding respect that two people share for each other's journey, values, and potential. This is not an automatic or easily acquired element of a relationship. It takes time, effort, and a willingness to engage with each other on a level that goes beyond the surface. The nature of growth in a relationship is complex. It is not just about personal development in isolation. It is about growing together, learning from each other's experiences, strengths, and weaknesses, and supporting each other through challenges. When two individuals enter a relationship with the understanding that growth is a two-way street, they invite a process of transformation that can be both profound and life-altering. In many ways, relationships offer the best opportunity for growth because they force us to confront our assumptions, challenge our habits, and evolve into better versions of ourselves. Respect is the cornerstone upon which this mutual growth is built. Respect in a relationship isn't just about admiring someone's qualities or valuing their opinions. It's about recognizing their inherent dignity and acknowledging their autonomy. It's about accepting that your partner is a separate individual with their own thoughts, feelings, and needs distinct from your own. True respect is demonstrated not only in the big, significant gestures, but also in the small, everyday acts of consideration that form the rhythm of daily life. It means listening when the other person speaks, offering support without expecting something in return, and recognizing that both individuals bring unique perspectives and experiences to the relationship. One of the most transformative aspects of mutual growth in relationships is the opportunity it provides for self-awareness. A healthy relationship acts as a mirror, reflecting both your strengths and vulnerabilities. In such an environment, individuals are encouraged to look inward, to explore their own behaviors, desires, and insecurities. A partner who is committed to growth will not shy away from confronting uncomfortable truths about themselves, knowing that doing so is necessary for the advancement of the relationship. They understand that growth is not linear. It involves setbacks, missteps, and difficult conversations. But through this process, both individuals come to know themselves more deeply and are able to offer their truest selves to the relationship. When respect is mutual in a relationship, it establishes a safe space for both partners to express their vulnerabilities. There is no need to hide parts of themselves out of fear of judgment or rejection. Instead, each person feels encouraged to share their most authentic selves, knowing that they are valued for who they truly are, flaws and all. This level of vulnerability is essential for deep emotional intimacy, as it allows both partners to connect on a level that transcends surface interactions. It also nurtures trust, which is essential in a relationship where growth is the goal. Trust allows each person to be their full self, to take risks in the relationship, and to feel secure in the knowledge that the other person will be there to offer support, encouragement, and understanding. Respect also means giving your partner the space to grow independently, without suffocating them or trying to shape them into your ideal image of who they should be. Each individual is a dynamic, evolving person, and in a respectful partnership, both partners acknowledge and celebrate this evolution. The desire to grow as an individual doesn't negate the desire to grow together as a couplet, simply acknowledges that each person's personal development is crucial for the health of the relationship. Supporting your partner's individual growth allows the relationship to remain flexible and resilient, as each person is continually improving and adapting, both for themselves and for the partnership. In contrast, when respect is absent or diminished, the relationship becomes a breeding ground for stagnation. Without mutual respect, one person may begin to dominate or control the relationship, which stifles the growth of the other person. This can lead to resentment, frustration, and the eventual disintegration of the partnership. When there is no respect for one another's individuality and autonomy, both people may feel trapped or misunderstood, unable to move forward in the relationship. Without the foundation of respect, personal growth becomes nearly impossible, as both partners are either too focused on asserting power or too concerned with self-preservation to engage with one another authentically. A crucial component of mutual growth and respect is the understanding that relationships, at their core, are partnerships of equals. This does not mean that both people are the same, nor does it suggest that both individuals must constantly be in agreement or harmony. Instead, it reflects the idea that both partners bring something valuable to the table, that each person's contributions, perspectives, and values are equally important. Equality in a relationship means acknowledging and honoring the unique qualities that each person brings, rather than trying to fit the relationship into a prescribed mold. It's about recognizing that both people have equal stakes in the partnership, and that each person's needs, desires, and well-being are valid and deserving of attention. In this dynamic, both partners challenge each other in meaningful ways. Growth doesn't happen by staying in a state of comfort or complacency. If a relationship is built on mutual growth and respect, both partners will encourage each other to step outside their comfort zones, to tackle new challenges, and to confront areas of their lives that might have previously been neglected or avoided. This kind of partnership is not about creating a perfect, harmonious existence. It's about creating a space where both individuals can challenge and push each other to become better versions of themselves. For men particularly, there is a tendency to seek validation through achievement and external markers of success. In a relationship rooted in mutual respect and growth, however, the focus shifts from external validation to internal development. Rather than seeking approval or admiration, both partners encourage each other to pursue their own paths of growth, to engage with their own unique passions, and to work toward their individual goals. This creates a deep sense of fulfillment and satisfaction, as both individuals feel they are evolving and making meaningful progress, not just in their personal lives but in the relationship itself. The more a man embraces this type of growth, the more he is able to offer to his partner, not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to contribute to the partnership's development. Mutual respect also ensures that both partners are able to be transparent with one another. Transparency builds a foundation of trust that is vital for any meaningful connection. When both individuals are able to communicate openly about their emotions, needs, desires, and challenges, the relationship becomes a space of profound emotional intimacy. Vulnerability in this sense is not weakness. Rather, it is an invitation to share in the process of growth together. When both people respect each other enough to be honest, even when the truth is difficult to share, they are creating an environment where growth can take place in a real, tangible way. Furthermore, mutual growth and respect are not about finding someone who simply completes you or fills a void in your life. Instead, they involve two people who are each complete in their own right, yet come together to form something greater. They create a partnership where both individuals continue to evolve, but where the sum of their growth leads to an even more profound connection than either could have achieved alone. This is the essence of a balanced, healthy relationship, a place where two people become greater than the sum of their parts, not because they rely on each other to be whole, but because they help each other reach new heights of personal and collective potential. In relationships where mutual growth and respect are present, both partners are willing to make sacrifices and compromise, but not at the expense of their values or identities. Sacrifice here does not mean submission or self-neglect. It means the willingness to put the needs of the relationship above individual desires, knowing that in doing so, both people ultimately benefit. True respect is demonstrated when each partner's sacrifices are acknowledged and appreciated, creating a culture of gratitude and understanding within the relationship. Mutual growth and respect also offer a critical foundation for navigating the challenges that inevitably arise over time. Life, by its very nature, is unpredictable and filled with both external and internal struggles. Relationships that are built on a foundation of growth and respect are far more resilient when adversity strikes. Instead of falling apart or retreating into individual silos, both partners face challenges together, drawing on their shared values and commitment to mutual growth to overcome obstacles. They learn from their difficulties, adapt to changing circumstances, and grow stronger as a result. In relationships where respect and growth are prioritized, conflict is seen not as a threat to the relationship, but as an opportunity for learning and improvement. Disagreements are approached with the understanding that both individuals may have different perspectives, and that these differences can be navigated in a way that deepens the relationship rather than diminishing it. Conflict resolution, in this sense, becomes a skill in itself that both partners refine together as they continue to evolve. In the end, mutual growth and respect are not merely ideals to strive for in relationships. They are the practical, tangible elements that allow relationships to thrive and endure over time. They provide a deep, unwavering foundation that ensures both individuals continue to grow, learn, and evolve, both as individuals and as partners. And it is through this continuous process of growth and respect that the relationship becomes something greater than what either person could have imagined on their own, forging a connection that is both enduring and transformative. The desire for meaning and legacy is a fundamental aspect of the human experience, and it plays a central role in shaping the way people approach relationships, particularly those that lead to lifelong commitments like marriage. In today's fast-paced, often superficial society, the pursuit of meaning can seem like a distant or even outdated goal. However, for many, especially as they mature, the quest for purpose becomes an increasingly dominant force in their lives. As individuals seek relationships that can offer something deeper than just transient pleasure or convenience, they come to recognize that the foundation of a lasting, fulfilling partnership must be built on a shared vision and that is rich with meaning and holds the potential for a legacy that will transcend their individual lives. To begin to understand the role of meaning and legacy in relationships, one must first recognize that human beings are not merely creatures of instinct, but individuals capable of reflecting on their existence. This reflective capacity is one of the defining features of humanity, setting us apart from other species. It gives rise to an existential awareness that drives us to seek purpose in our lives. As people move through different stages of life, their desires and goals evolve, but there remains a constant need to find something that provides depth and direction, something that adds value to their lives beyond immediate satisfaction. Relationships are one of the most significant avenues through which people seek and discover this meaning. For many men, the desire for meaning in a relationship is intrinsically connected to their sense of purpose and the way they perceive their own legacy. While some might initially seek out relationships based on attraction, companionship, or mutual benefit, as time goes on, they begin to see the deeper potential of a partnership. Marriage, in this sense, is not just an individual commitment, it becomes a mutual project. The shared experiences, struggles, and triumphs that come with a relationship allow for a joint creation of something meaningful, something that will endure beyond the limits of their individual lives. This is where legacy comes into play. Legacy is often thought of in terms of material achievements or the creation of something lasting, be it wealth, art, or even children. However, legacy, in its truest sense, transcends the tangible. It's the imprint one leaves on the world, the enduring effect one has on those they touch. In a relationship, legacy is born from the shared experiences and values that two people create together. This legacy can take many forms: the family they raise, the emotional support and wisdom they offer each other, the impact they have on their community, or even the quiet, everyday acts of kindness and love that ripple outward, creating a lasting bond. In essence, legacy is about the way in which individuals, through their connection to one another, contribute to something greater than themselves. The desire for legacy within a relationship is often connected to the notion of generativity, a term popularized by psychologist Erik Erikson, which refers to the desire to contribute to the next generation and leave something meaningful behind. Generativity is not limited to biological children. It also encompasses the ways in which individuals contribute to the development and well-being of others, whether through mentorship, artistic endeavors, or the simple act of nurturing and supporting a partner. This idea of leaving something behind, of creating a lasting effect on the world, is what many people seek when they pursue deep, meaningful relationships. It is the natural human drive to feel that one's life has purpose, that one's actions will resonate beyond their immediate circle, and will continue to matter even after they are gone. In the context of a romantic relationship, this drive for legacy becomes a powerful force. Both partners in a relationship often begin to ask themselves not only what they can gain from the relationship, but also what they can give to it, what lasting contributions they can make to the partnership, to their shared lives, and to the people around them. This is a shift from a self-centered perspective to one that embraces mutuality and long-term thinking. The pursuit of a shared legacy encourages individuals to think beyond themselves and consider how they can create a meaningful life together. For men, the desire for meaning and legacy often intertwines with their understanding of masculinity. Traditionally, men have been expected to provide and protect, to leave behind something tangible, something that demonstrates their success and contribution to society. In modern relationships, these traditional roles have evolved, and men are increasingly finding that the desire for legacy is not just about external accomplishments, but also about the deeper emotional and spiritual connections they create within their relationships. The sense of purpose that men seek is not just defined by career achievements or financial success, but also by the quality and depth of their partnerships. Men want to know that the relationship they are in will have lasting significance, not just for their own fulfillment, but for the greater good of those they care about. In this way, the desire for meaning and legacy is deeply connected to the search for personal growth. It's about the evolution of one's identity through the experiences shared with a partner. The emotional and intellectual growth that comes from a committed relationship offers the opportunity to discover new dimensions of selfhood, expanding one's capacity for love, empathy, and understanding. As partners challenge one another, push each other to grow, and support one another through life's challenges, they contribute to one another's personal development. This personal growth is not just for the benefit of the individuals involved, but also for the future they will build together. Every step forward, every challenge faced becomes part of the larger legacy they are crafting, and each individual's growth contributes to the whole. The relationship itself becomes a legacy. It's not only about what each person brings to the table in terms of their achievements or external markers of success. It's about the way they create a shared history, a shared set of values, and a mutual commitment to the future. As time passes, the bond deepens, and the memories and experiences that accumulate form the foundation of a legacy that extends beyond the individuals involved. This is the true meaning of a lifelong commitment to partnership that transcends the daily struggles and mundane details of life to become something that will endure, something that will carry forward into the next generation, whether through children, community, or the lasting impact of a deeply connected and meaningful relationship. For those who are deeply invested in the idea of legacy, marriage becomes not just a legal or societal contract, but a profound commitment to building something that lasts. It's a pledge to create a future together, one that is shaped by shared values, mutual respect, and a dedication to building something meaningful. In this sense, legacy is not just about the people or things one leaves behind, but also about the relationships and connections that define the course of their lives. These connections form the bedrock upon which a person's legacy is built, whether through the children they raise, the love they give, or the wisdom they impart to those they encounter. The desire for legacy in a relationship also ties into the idea of impact. People often want to know that their lives have mattered, that they have left a mark on the world, that they have contributed in some way. A relationship rooted in meaning offers a profound opportunity to make a lasting impact. When two people come together and build something meaningful, that impact radiates outward, influencing not just their own lives, but the lives of others as well. The children they raise, the family they build, the friends they support, and even the wider community they contribute to, all of these are extensions of the legacy created within the partnership. Furthermore, the desire for legacy within a relationship speaks to the human desire for immortality, or at least a form of transcendence. The idea of leaving something behind, of contributing to something greater than oneself, is linked to the need to be remembered. This is not a desire for fame or personal glory, but for the kind of legacy that lives on through the lives and actions of others. When a couple creates a meaningful, lasting relationship, they are, in a sense, creating a legacy that extends beyond the limitations of their individual lives. The love they share, the lives they touch, and the wisdom they pass on become part of a larger narrative that transcends time. As individuals begin to understand the deeper significance of legacy, their desire for meaning in a relationship becomes more acute. They begin to seek relationships not merely for immediate gratification or temporary companionship, but for the long-term value they can provide, both in terms of personal growth and in the potential to create something lasting. They understand that a meaningful relationship requires effort, commitment, and a shared vision for the future. And they are willing to invest in that future because they recognize that it will bring them a sense of fulfillment and purpose that goes far beyond the present moment. The desire for meaning and legacy is what propels people to pursue relationships that are not just fleeting or transactional, but deep and enduring. It is this desire that transforms ordinary partnerships into profound connections capable of creating lasting impact. When both individuals in a relationship are aligned in their pursuit of something greater than themselves, they come together to build a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and legacy. Through their shared commitment, they create something that will endure, shaping not only their own lives but the lives of those who come after them. Thus, the pursuit of meaning and legacy is not just about seeking fulfillment in the present, but about building a future that transcends individual existence, one that is rooted in love, growth, and shared purpose. This shared vision of legacy is what makes relationships not just meaningful but transformative. And it is through this mutual pursuit of something greater that individuals can find the deepest fulfillment and create a legacy that lives on long after they are gone.